What is happening in there? Game Dude here with some more Final Fantasy 14. Now, it's been a while, it's been like a few days since I actually started playing it, so I feel like I've gotten pretty used to most of um, what the game has to offer. Not most of, what am I saying? Not much actually. Whatever, I kind of tried to do a bunch of different things in the game, and it's a fun time. So far. Now, the inner trophy hunter is starting to kind of bother me a little bit because I feel like I should probably get some of the trophies out of the way. And so I'm just going to do the guildheists and fishing trophies, namely. And I think I'm pretty damn close to both of them. Like I fished out about 416, so hitting about 1,000 fish for that trophy. And if I look under achievements, under should have been battle and then battle. No, might be quest and then quest. So quests and then quest. Serving a greater cause, which is to get 100 guild heists, which I've done 74. So I'm actually not that far off. So I figured I'd do a good amount of these. Now I need to change my class before I get too carried away here. Actually, while I'm here, join the guild heist. Yep. The one I've been doing this whole time has been under the armor. Quick, easy, just in and out. In, kill, out. Doesn't take long at all. It's really easy to do, even though, you know, it's a fairly low level quest as well, level 10 I think, and I'm like level 29 at the moment, so all in all, you know, not too much to stress there. Repair all of my gear and equipment, which is something that I didn't know I needed to do until I started grinding out the fishing Chivo. But anyway, nothing like putting your feet up, getting a rod, and then just throwing it out, you know what I mean? Some good stuff. So, I think I'm, level 28 in fishing. It's a good time all around. I've got about 500 rat tails, so that should hopefully get me through the rest of it, but who knows? I mean, I've been pretty unlucky with my catches lately. I feel like I haven't really been getting anything. But one thing I have been doing is admiring, like, just the place, pretty much. Yeah, the game doesn't look the best, but it looks nice enough to where, like, I look up and then all I see is a bunch of stars, like a bunch of stars. I think, it looked like a bloody Milky Way, from, like, all the way over to that building with the giant orange crystal sticking out of it, I guess. I can't remember what that place is called, but, that particular spot had, like, in the sky, just had like a bunch of like stars focused in that area, and I was like wondering, damn, like the weather effects are really nice. Like you wouldn't notice that sort of thing if you were running around looking at the ground and things like that. And so when you're like fishing and you don't have much to focus on, you just kind of are like, man, that really looks nice, or you know, there's always something there to look at. And then when you're like left with your thoughts alone for way too long, then let me tell you, you have some wild thoughts. Like I think earlier on today when I was grinding this out, I was thinking about how like my fish, like the fish that I was catching, not many of them to be honest, so they were all just kind of swimming away, you know, no bites. And I was like wondering, man, fish are just swimming away. And then I thought to myself, hold on, swimming? And then I thought to myself, isn't swimming just flying but in water? Or wet flying, if you will. And then I just sat there and thought to myself, what does wet flying mean? Is it that you're completely soaked in water, therefore defined as wet, but because you're in water and you're swimming, that it counts as flying? Or is it that, like, just because you're swimming in water, if it were air, you would seem like as if though you were flying. And then that thought pattern made me think, hold on. So if those of us bound by gravity unable to fly, then what about those that like are at the bottom of the sea? Like like crabs and stuff. Like crabs, lobsters, shellfish that are like at the bottom of the ocean. Then do they look like we're flying to them? That might. And then I think to myself, but then if they're in water, then what does swimming mean to them? Or do they just not have a concept or idea of swimming? Because they're too heavy to swim. If you think about like maybe a hermit crab, maybe not a hermit crab, but like crabs and lobsters, how they. Do all crabs and lobsters stay at the bottom of the ocean? Now that. Do all crabs and lobsters stay at the bottom of the. I need to Google this. I need to find this out. Do all crabs and lobsters stay at the bottom of the ocean? Is it because of their weight? Is there no buoyancy? Like what the heck is going on over there? Or lack thereof of any buoyancy, like maybe I'm thinking way too hard about this. Lack of any buoyancy. I mean, it's like looking at that crab monster over there. I'm pretty sure he couldn't swim. I'm pretty sure his shell is way too heavy to carry him over some water or something like that. Like I doubt that would be the case. But then like, if anything is swimming, and that is considered flying to anything that's at the bottom of the ocean. Now I'm wondering if I'm just thinking about this way too much, way too hard, or anything like that. Like, what? Okay. Like, what do I make of... Okay, what do I make of anything as far as all of this goes? Yeah, this is what happens when you are grinding for trophies that take a long ass amount of time, is you just think about these sorts of things. As in, I don't think that any of this thinking is normal, mind you. It's just there, isn't it? I'm pretty damn sure I'm just overthinking things. But yeah, like I said, there's some damn good weather effects around here as well. I should probably move around. Change to... Here we go. Easy. We're just waiting on one more person and then we can start. This guildheist. I think my go-to has always been like a couple of pretty basic things. So I'll just like use Radiant Aegis and then summon Carbuncle, use Ruin, use 8-bit charge, and then wait to summon Ruby Carbuncle. This usually been my strat this whole time, or most of this. Ruby does deal a decent amount of damage, and I mean, my next best option was going to then be summon Topaz, but I think my level is 11 at the moment, so, or for this quest, so Topaz Carbuncle is like what, level 15 I think, if I remember right. Let's go start the next one. I was trying to do fates earlier, but I don't think I've managed to do a lot of them. I have to do like 1,000 fates anyways, I think. Yeah, 1,000 fates. But I can do those like throughout the game. That's not a worry. But doing 100 of these and 1,000 fish to be fished out, that's something else. I don't think Emerald Carbuncle is one I haven't used yet. So that one I do want to see what he does. What he can do, I guess. Do I have any better weapons actually for? Nah. This blue grimoire that I've got is the best one. Anyway. 518, sweet. It's daytime as well, and then that's really nice. It's like it was nighttime before, and now it's day, well, day morning-ish, I guess. I mean, you've got like the reflection of the hills and castle in the water from the light. I guess when I looked at the water from this angle, it does look like the water is moving. But then, like, I think there was one angle that I noticed where the water didn't look like it was moving, and I think it was something like this. Okay, not gonna lie, that was way quicker than I thought it was gonna be. I've been averaging like 10 minutes in between each, like, Guildheist. Like, I was getting through them pretty slowly through the day. But I think more and more people are playing in the evening now that, like, you know, people are coming home from work or are finishing school and are now jumping into playing something. But I guess that's MMOs for you, because I haven't really jumped into any, like, much at all since, when I played Adventure Quest and Dragon Fable and stuff like that. Dragon Fable was my jam. From the sort of Arctic lineup of MMOs. Though they did have, you know, Dragon Quest and Mech Quest, which was, like, Mech Quest was sci-fi driven. Dragon Fable was just a different, yet kind of better version of Adventure Quest, and now there's stuff like Adventure Quest 3D on mobile, which kind of sucks. It's not that great. Didn't have much fun with it, to be honest. I wonder if I'll actually end up finishing all of the, Oh damn, that was quick. That was fast, wow. Just straight away in it. I mean, this was the priority that I was giving, which was to this particular achiever. I can just start attacking, to be honest. I feel like I should be more in front because I'm a DPS character. Because the whole, like, party is made up of... Yeah. 2 DPS, one healer, but I can't remember tank. Yeah, tank was the word I was thinking of. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word tank for some reason. I was like thinking defender or something like that. Alright, time to get the rod out. Start smacking some fish sideways. That's what they should rename fishing. Smack fish sideways. What am I saying? Smacking fish sideways, what? Huh. Not only have I been thinking crazy thoughts, but I think the voices are starting to take over at this point, I think. And so to provide a bit of context, but those orbs that are like kind of flowing around me, that's pretty much auto sneak kicking in. So the ability to kind of sneak around enemies and be able to, you know, kind of fish anywhere you want, is a spell that you can use as a fisherman, but or a fisherwoman, depending on who, you know, what your gender is. Just automatically, you know, sneak is automatically used, no matter what, as long as you remain a fisherman, or fisherwoman, or fisher dragon man, or fisher dragon woman. I don't know, I've got scales on my face, so, like, descending from dragons, that's probably what my character's backstory is. I didn't read too much into, actually no, I didn't read too much into, the races and stuff when I created my character. That was pretty nuts. I spent 40 minutes making a... Well, anyway. I swear I find, like, these lightning sprites are pretty sus right now. They're just standing there. Who knows when they'll attack me. Sneak is the best thing that I've got, but I guess they really haven't attacked me much since I got that skill anyways. Okay, I thought we were actually getting somewhere with the Guildheists, because, like, we jumped into one straight away after that last one. But it looks like not a lot of people are interested. Either that, or not a lot of people playing. Oh. I accidentally mashed X instead of square, so hopefully I got this one. Yes, I did. Sweet. Also, I think I accidentally spat on my controller. That's not ideal. What's going on over here? Not much. Nothing yet. Seagulls, though. One thing I've noticed is that seagulls have only appeared like during the day and never at night. Either that or you just really can't see in front of you all that far. Thank goodness I put the vibrations on so I don't need to like focus too much on the actual oh, that was an accident. I was meant to hook it up again. Now, I haven't been too far on that side, but I'm pretty sure those are docks on the far end. No, those aren't docks. The little, like, what I could only call, like, what looks like a, like, tiny black gate outside of, like, what you'd see outside of a castle in the water. Like, I am curious as to what the heck that is, because I think when I went down there, I don't think I went, like, downstairs. Like, I went over the bridge to where that massive crystal is, because that's a town you need to visit pretty early on in the main, the MSQ or the main story quest. I'm pretty sure it's not called main story quest, but main something or other quest. Maybe I should like, you know, release some of these, fish, because you do have a skill where you can actually release the fish. And you can get pretty... And the fishing gets pretty technical as well, honestly. Like, you could, in theory, you know, mess around with a couple of your fishing skills to make it easier to catch specific types of fish, if you know what you're after, of course. That being the key thing. If you know what you're after, you can get it pretty easily, to be honest. Wait, where's the other two? Is it just me and this guy? Me and Vern. Vern, the MVP right now, I think. Summon Ruby to help me out here. Oh no. Nickel Ultima's right there. Oh no, they're all actually moving around. I gotcha. Oh. I was like wondering why the other two weren't even moving. Thank goodness they made a new like data center for FF14 closer to like my home region and stuff, because connecting to other places would make it an absolute pain, to be honest. And I mean, having started after they made the data center, like, I don't know what it would have been like to like play on an American, a European, or an Asian server. It'd be wild to think. It's funny how you can just kind of like go into the field, mind your own business, and then just start fishing. You know, there are monsters about. They could attack you at any point in time. But you can just kind of just be there and just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm having a good time here. Also, weirdly fun fishing in this game. Again, like, it's not any type of simulation, but it's enough activity to where it kind of feels like you don't really need to do much, and it's all just really like roll the numbers on the stats. That's really about it. I mean, I've almost hit level 29 in fishing, and I'm like trying to fish 1,000 times essentially, or catch 1,000 fish. Still though, I think story-wise I'm not all that far in as far as I could tell. Because again, I feel like MMOs are normally just, you kind of start doing one thing and it's mostly just kind of, you know, faffing about for the most part, rather than mainlining anything, because you need to like grind enough to be a high enough level, but also B, you need to kind of understand what the game, you know, the mini mechanics of the game, and there's a lot of mechanics to the game. Like, I feel like going for the Chivos on like the PS4 version of the game, which is what I'm doing at the moment, is pretty wild, because it kind of asks you to be like, okay, you know, fish 1,000 times, you can actually learn how to really start fishing, if that makes sense. With like some of the technicalities of fishing, like for instance, what I'm gonna use is, I'm gonna use patience, the patience skill. Oh damn it. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'll start using the skills after this run of. Oh, out you go. And then change the weapon to hard leather grimoire. The French are invading on the English language. That's unfortunate to see. Summon Carbuncle. Alright. Sprint, no reward. Yeah, that's all good. I wonder when these actually start to get difficult. I'm pretty sure it's like the ones that are a part of like the part of like different expansions is when it starts to get hard. Because I've only got up till like the Shadowbringers expansion, and even then, like, I've only just started playing the game, so I doubt I could reach, you know, some of the other story beats later on down the road. Until I've like put a good amount into the actual story. But yeah. Let's sign up for another guild heist so I can start, well, at least I can kind of show some of these fishing skills, because they're pretty They're pretty wild. Like using patience, you can then use another skill on top of that to get particular fish. And of course, if you know what bait you're using, you can kind of really make sure that you're after that particular fish and making it as easy as possible to kind of fish it out. So we go to my character and pop amateur fishing rod on, and then we use patience. Then I'm going to use cast, and now I can use powerful hook set or technical hook set or precision hook set. So I'm going to use powerful hook set as soon as I get something. That's a nicely sized pebble crab right there. That's actually pretty big. And then of course, like once you catch something, then patience runs. Your patience skill runs out, but allows you to use skills like, yeah, precision hook set, and what was the other one? And powerful hook set. The one thing is I haven't figured out how to use mooch yet, so I should probably figure that one out. But apparently that's a good one to use as well. Because apparently mooch allows you to kind of get more like bigger fish. Because I've used chum before to try and get bigger fish, which is a skill that you put chum on the or you sprinkle chum near the area that you're fishing. And of course, when it's nighttime, you can turn on the cast light. Like there's some good stuff in here, honestly, like genuinely good stuff. It's very well thought through. Like just fishing alone is just so well thought through. Though I usually just try to keep things simple. Cast and hook. That's usually like my way to go. And then you've got stuff like the bait that you use. Specific types of fish are only caught by very specific types of bait, where they're located. If it's like in a river, out in the ocean, like you got different things across the board. That's good. Again, it's all good stuff. It's technical enough in a way where any beginner could get it. And I mean, like, would I ever go fishing in real life? Probably not. But in video games, it's the greatest thing to do. Like playing golf. Though I guess I've actually played golf in real life and, could go either or on that one. Looks like my luck is going down again. What's the... It's about midday now. I'm surprised I managed to catch anything around here, to be honest, because I didn't think I was going to. And the main reason why I was jumping here to just outside, God damn, I forgot what this place is called again. Was this Swift Perch? Yeah. So Swift Perch. The reason why I'm here is only because I can get those Guildheists, which I'm waiting for at the moment. It's been 5 minutes. Okay. Average wait time of about 8. I had way better luck in the weekend. Getting Guildheists, to be honest. I think there's a bats on the far end or something like that. I can't remember exactly what they were. But yeah, even just having a skill like sneak and then having auto sneak as like an ability later on that you can learn by leveling up. Cause like if you like try to like go into a river, you know, like the fish won't detect you if you use sneak. The monsters around you are less likely to attack you when you got sneak on. There's a lot going on here, and it's cool. Honestly, like it's really cool. Um, Again, just how much thought was put into it at the end of the day. I can't wait to show off like the cast light when it gets dark and like no one can, when you can't really see what's happening. They're having a bit of a breeze, being at like ocean. Like I feel like what's it called? Being like fishing in a game is, I feel like, another way of me cheating out the fact that I enjoy ocean like locations in video games. I keep bringing that up over and over, but man, there's just genuinely something about, again, water just sticking about. Oh yeah, at this angle it doesn't even look like the water's moving unless you had like a really close look at it, but yeah, you've got like seagulls. Maybe I do just enjoy the water, to be honest. Just being near it. Though I'm getting a lot of anchovies though. I feel like I got a lot of those from Limsa La Limsa, which is usually where you'd find them. Not gonna lie, that's pretty epic leveling up music for when you're like just sitting there trying to grab some bait and tackle. That's something else right there. You just have like a box full of these things. There's a lot going on here. Normally I'd see like a lot of like players who are probably newer than me, or just made newer characters, just kind of like running around behind me, like beating up a bunch of sprites or doing some of the fates that are around here. I think I was doing some fates in between before I just decided, you know what? Fishing is something that I'm very much looking forward to, why not just give it a go? It just looks incredibly boring, but like, Yeah, there's just something about it that just feels good. Feels nice. Hmm. A Morbe flounder. You know what? I'm just gonna hook this out and change my class while I can. Changing classes is one of the neatest things about this game, and it's its biggest selling point as well. I'm still waiting on someone. There we go. Just that. Let's just talk to him and get our stuff. Just gonna sprint over to start another instance. I think I've already done my level quests for today. Need to double check that. Level meet. Leaves. Yep. Allowances 0. I'm only allowed like 6 quests a day, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Like, you can't really grind that sort of thing out now. You need to do it across, what, 6 months to get like 1,000 quests done? I'm like, no worries, I mean, it's not like I'm in a rush. I'm here just to kind of enjoy myself. I feel like if you aren't chill, that you can't really enjoy MMOs. I feel like you need to inherently be relaxed and understand that the game is like asking you to take your time with everything instead of just rushing straight through stuff. The one thing I still haven't understood yet is like when you encounter the Coil of Bahamut, but that's probably going to be like post the main storyline because of if I remember right, it was like a level 50 quest, and level 50 is the level cap, and the final mission the final quest for the main story is level 50. So I'm still trying to figure out what class I want to main more, because I'm using Arcanist as my main one at the moment, but that needn't necessarily be or dictate the way that I want to play throughout like the rest of the game. Being able to again hop between classes without having to worry, having separate progression for each of those things, like learning skills, doing quest lines for each, guild that you kind of have for each of these classes. Like, there's good stuff all around. Like for the fishing class, I've got the every fish has a silver lining quest at the moment, which I could do at any time, but I'm not in any rush to really do it. But these quests really teach you how to make good use of, like, you know, your classes and things like that. Rothlid oyster. I feel like I've kind of caught almost every fish you can in this particular spot, but then I've stuck here for quite some time as well. Okay, I'm just gonna need to pack up my fishing gear again and swap over to the grimoire. As usual, and then I accidentally hit L1 and I kept running. I don't know honestly what I was doing there. Just kept running forward. I just realized that the boss summons enemies. I feel like we've beaten them so quickly that it just genuinely has not mattered. Ooh, I got a couple of player commendations as well. That's neat. Like, what do you like? I wonder what makes people think of giving me a commendation, because I feel like I haven't really done anything to deserve it. I feel like we just kind of went through like the same thing over and over again, and just like varying degrees of amazing success at the end. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, I'm thinking way too hard into it. So about 480 bait to go. I want to try and use some real cost-effective bait. Because I don't want to spend too much money on like the more expensive bait just for no reason at all. I mean, I've already spent half my money on bait alone. Like before I was sitting at 12k gil, and now I'm only at 5k. So I don't want to use up like too much money for something that I'm just doing as like a bit of a time waste to, you know, to kind of like switch my brain off and just do nothing. But just stare at like water physics, water graphics, beach-like locations, or just, you know, clouds maybe. Which, it's kind of crazy, but it's actually pretty cloudy at the moment, not gonna lie. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but I don't think it should. I mean, it's gotten really, really foggy though. For sure, like, fog I think is one of those things that was like, it happened so gradually I didn't even notice. And then when it was like, oh, I can't really see anywhere, and then I realized, oh crap, like it's really foggy. Again, it just goes back to the weather effects, like, why are they so good? I don't get it. A lot of attention to detail was put into it, a lot of love was put into this game. And again, it sounds so mundane, but fishing, just standing there fishing, it just feels nice. It just feels good to just kind of sit there and just get out a rod and just stare out into the water. Stare into the abyss as it stares back at you. Also, I didn't notice, but there's a lot of different sizes of flowers as well. Like, they don't look the same. And they're all looking, like, various directions. Like, it doesn't feel like as if it was copied and pasted all over the place. Rather, it actually feels like, it kind of looks like the grass grew the way that it did. Rock formations. This is more of like a rocky plain, to be honest, because you've got like a path going down. You feel like you're at a cliff's edge here. Actually, no. What am I saying? Like, you are at a cliff edge here. I mean, look at the rocks. I feel like I'm just kind of triggering a lot of people that study rocks, and they're just actually like, it's not rocks, it's minerals, or something like that. I'm pretty sure that, like, at some point someone's just gonna be like, would say something like that. But rocks, minerals, it's just various, different versions of like hard, solid objects. Speaking of which, shredded wheat. That's the next. That's a fate that's happening around here. I suppose I should explain fates for people that don't know. So a fate is a full active time event where you've got a limited amount of time for this particular event to take place. It happens fairly commonly, and you have one objective, and you just need to complete it. Sometimes it's killing a certain number of a boss, or like killing a boss, killing certain numbers of a particular enemy, destroying objects within the area, and only those objects are to be destroyed. Everything is marked by the symbol for the fate. And again, like, most fates generally tend to be about, I think, 15 minutes, if I remember right, 15 or 16 minutes. And you need to complete the task within that time. And other players can randomly jump into a fate, however many are there, they'll all start participating in it, and at the end of the fate, whoever did the most gets the most reward. So the reward is split by how much each player kind of did their fair share of the fate. Though I feel like, for the most part, you'll end up doing fates by yourself more often than not, and on occasion you'll see like other players jump in, because it's, I think, only in like the first original areas where you'll actually come across more players that'll help you with fates. I'm just gonna walk around now, get rid of my equipment, and jump into an Arcanist. And here we go. Summon Carbuncle. Trigger Sprint. Start attacking. I think I also put my shield on as well, so very impotent. I feel like I'm not really doing much damage, to be honest. I feel like everyone else is carrying. Summon Ruby Carbuncle and then just keep going. How much damage did Ruby even do? I haven't been paying attention to how much damage I've been doing. Galileo Ambrose. Huh. How far am I away from actually completing the serving greater cause 682? Got about 18 left. That's actually not too far off. Though compared to fishing, which I've got a lot to do. But anyway. Neither here nor there. We're here to have a good time. Change my weapon to the fishing rod. Cool. And again, yeah, rat tail is a very cheap bait that you can use in this area over and over again. So you can buy like hundreds for cheap. So instead of buying some of the more expensive ones, which are a genuine pain in the ass to get, because they're like, I think triple, quadruple the price of this one. You know, say, you know, buy in bulk, save some bone, and get the good stuff, even if it is cheap as all hell, because you know, you might need that guild for something else. You know, you want to buy a house, you need to take up a mortgage. It's it's gonna be a pain. It's gonna be a pain. That much is without a doubt. Speaking of which, I have been wanting to actually buy a place. Though buying a house is not such a good idea. It's probably I'm better off getting, like, apparently there are apartments in this game as well. So I might actually look into that. Though again, I'm not really against like any sort of residential living, but apparently like houses were pretty poorly implemented in this game as a whole. And I kind of don't blame it for that, but yeah, that's an interesting thing to know. $459 fish caught. That's a lot of fish. I'm still fishing while I'm like looking through all of this. Huh. I mean, there's a lot of different types of fish, like a lot of fish. 46 pages. That's hundreds of fish, wow. Like, I wonder how in depth compared to like the actual marine life you would see in real life have they kind of like, you know, based all of this off of. Like, how many sharks are there? How many fish are there? What are the different species of fish? What's the different species of fish? Then there's like, yeah. What else do we have? Like, you know, types of sharks. Sharks, of course, being fish themselves, but rather like that specific subset of fish. And then there's stuff like shellfish, crustaceans. Could you fish out crustaceans in theory? Like, that's another thing. Like, I'm really starting to wonder right now. What is the depth, pun intended, to what's the depth of the actual fishing mechanics of the game? I feel like even simulations are at least like, you know, limited in the sense that, you know, you only take maybe a subset of fish or something like that in total, not make an entire new species of it altogether. Entire new species and then like copy it from what the real world works in that same way. I haven't made any gear sets though, weirdly enough. time to get defensive and make all of my early fight plays as usual. Duty complete. Alright. I don't know why they call it duty as well. That's one thing I've never got. Special week attains level 83. That is a high level, not gonna lie. Special week. Was he in that instance or was he like in this area? This is making me wonder now. Oh, that was quick. That was very quick. Come on, where's the tank? Come on, tank, accept. We need you to do the thingy again. Alright. I feel like Koopa Buns has been like in most of these that we've been doing so far. Bachman. 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 Leader. Bachman. Completion bonus stats and stuff. Well, EXP and stuff, I guess, really. At some point, I don't know why, it must have been like a coincidence that the in-game time actually matched like what the time was in IRL. And I thought for a second, oh, is that the actual time right now? And then I saw the time pass by quicker than usual, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe this might actually not be it. And that, you know, this game has its own cycle for time. Something just calming about this place. Just sitting here, fishing. And this is where having a drink is like one of the nicest things you can have. Kind of wish I had some booze on the side. Drink some sake or some beer. Just put my I've already got my feet up a little bit at the moment, so I'm like resting my feet on like a little stool. Just feeling very relaxed. I feel like I could just go to sleep like this, but I can't because I'm streaming right now. Is what I should be telling myself right now. And like these gamer chairs, when you like just pull them back, you could like legitimately go to sleep on them, and it wouldn't feel too bad because, you know, they were made to be ergonomic. They were meant to be sat down for like a long ass amount of time. So sleeping on them shouldn't be an issue when you can like pull the back obviously backwards, like the actual back of the chair. That your own back usually rests on, can be bent backwards forever. I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. But the idea is you can sleep on a gaming chair and like, you know, put your feet up on something else and then just sleep away, I guess. It says average wait time less than 5 minutes. Usually it's pretty quick when it's like less than 5 minutes average, but I reckon it's. Oh, actually, you know what? I was just proved wrong mid sentence because I was about to say that I doubt it would it'll be longer than 5 minutes. No, it wasn't. It was actually like just as I was about to say it. The game just again proving me wrong in every sense of the word. What can I say? I didn't think I was gonna be right in any way. Anyways. Galileo Ambrose is right here as well. From the last run of this. Even though I'm getting hit by the brunt of his attacks, I'm not really taking much damage. Grab some energy drink. Knock that back a few sips. Haha, Flooper Trooper, nice. That's definitely a name right there, Flooper Trooper. Hell yeah. But yeah, Emerald Carbuncle. Definitely a skill I haven't used all that much, but I've been doing things that have been a lot lower level rather than my own level, but you know what? That's where things start to get difficult anyways. Now let's cast a line and just stare out into the ocean again. I wonder what that plus on the top right hand side means. I know the top left hand side next to Feint and Strike, which is the next main scenario quest or MSQ. I should have corrected myself. I think earlier on in the stream I said main story quest. It's main scenario quest. Need to make sure that I've got my words right. There's a lot of what's it called? Acronyms for things, but then again that's like MMO lingo for you. More often than not. It is midnight though at the moment, and I mean you can not really see too far out, to be honest. It's really dark. Oh, that's right. Cast light. There we go. Now the end of my rod is like casting a light downwards. Hopefully it'll attract some fish. What have we got? You know, it's weird that I'm like down there is like there's more land, but somehow up here I'm able to actually just draw a line and catch some fish. That's pretty wild. But it's fun though. Well, I guess in this case it's more funny than fun, but you get what I mean. You can't really like, get fish off of stone or anything like that, unless you're talking about stonefish. Haha, funny. Makes me wonder why they're even called stonefish. I think one funny thing I learned was that the word for stonefish in Japanese is actually written with the word stone and fish. Well, with the kanji for stone and then the kanji for fish. So that was pretty funny, to be honest. Did not expect to kind of, see something like that. Speaking of which, I wonder if it is possible for me to like change the language of the UI and stuff like that, just like mid game. I'm pretty sure it should be possible, but I could be wrong about that. Any moment now, I'm sure there's going to be like the next Under the Armor quest. I mean, it still says average wait time of less than 5 minutes, so I'm sure we must be getting there. The castle on the back right feels like a lighthouse. Though actually, no, wait. That must actually be a lighthouse. That little town is an actual lighthouse. Like the whole town, a literal like lighthouse, mini kingdom sort of thing. I did not really think of that until now that I'm looking at it, being like, yeah, that definitely looks like a that definitely looks like a lighthouse right there. But then you've got like the other buildings surrounding it, so that's probably not ideal design wise, because like yeah, lighthouse is supposed to attract. What the heck was that the sound of? Oh, okay, no, it's just another player. I was like thinking to myself, wait, what the heck, did I just drop something here? Not gonna lie, that's a hell of a sound effect. It sounded like electricity or something like that for some reason. Though I could be just imagining things as well, about what that sounded like. The rocky shore on the far end over there. But I'm like wondering what the heck that all of that is in the middle of the sea. I can't tell if it looks like a lot of rock in the middle of the ocean or something else along those lines. But I'm pretty sure we might be able to visit it at some point. Could be wrong about that. But who knows? Actually, what is that on the map? Oh, actually, that might be the Isles of Umbra. That might legitimately be a place that we can go to. Because I know I tried to go there on a boat earlier on in like one of the main scenario quests, and they said that this Isle of Umbra place is locked out at the moment, or locked up. You can't go there, and I'm like, okay, fair enough. Probably like the enemies are overpowered and a bunch of other things, so probably not worth the hassle of going all the way over there. Whereas if I go down like this path here, where the lightning sprites and the crab are, keep going down that way, run into that town, which is what that lighthouse is, which is like a little mini town. Keep moving down, and I'll eventually reach like that castle thing, which pretty much has like a massive gate. Beyond that gate is a bunch of level 40 enemies, and I'm here with my like level 28, but just sitting there being like, I probably shouldn't fight these guys because I think I might get my ass whooped. And sure enough, I didn't get my ass whooped, but I did just run away. It wasn't even worth me trying, to be honest, because I'm pretty sure those things could one-shot me. Those enemies over there, they were mostly lizard people, from what I could tell. Not lizard people, Sahagins, that's what I meant to say. Man, I've been getting unlucky with my fish lately. What's been going on here? Like, there's nothing wrong with my bait, because I'm at least getting fish at all. Must be my technique, of which I have none. Though I can't say that I'm not trying to get something. I'm sure I've got something now. Come on. Ooh. I feel like that's 2 to 3 fish in a row that I think I just missed. 2 for sure. 3 I'm not too sure. Well, at least I got something this time. Harbor Hearing. White coral. Okay. So we've gotten like the harbor hearing, and then like the anchovies that you find near town, the starting town they started off in. What do we get this time? Moraby flounder. Now I think Moraby might be a location around here somewhere. I think. Could be wrong about that. Mm-hmm. So here we've got Ailport, which is the little town that I was talking about. And I think there's like a massive gate around here. Yeah. So this right here is the massive gate. And then you've got the level 45 enemies around here. Sahagin Stronghold though. I'm pretty sure there's like some major events that are gonna happen here, because we've pretty much been knowing that a lot of things are going wrong around town. Namely, Sahagin's appearing and making, refuge on land, specifically here at the stronghold. That lots of pirates are coming by and pillaging places and all the rest of it. Yeah, there's like a lot of really wild things happening at the moment. And it might all be because of the main villain trying to do stuff. Trying to get his way with things. But we don't even know who the villain is or what they're trying to do. But apparently it has something to do with manipulating pirates to do their bidding. So far that's all we really can even begin to describe, at least as far as I've gotten. Because I'm pretty much up to, story-wise, the what is that ship called again? The Victory. Where we're building the Victory, or not we, but so much as like the shipwrights on a different island are building a massive ship called the Victory, which is the first ship being built post a massive war that ended up destroying most of the world that we're in right now, and how towns are slowly starting to build themselves back up again. And so this is like the first proper massive boat that can carry a lot of people that is being built at the moment. Now, with all that said and done, around this time in the story is where which it probably won't take long to get to, at least this is where you start fighting enemies up to level 20. The pirates, there are groups of pirates around that area where the ship is being built, that they're we need to stop the construction of this ship. And then we've come to realize that when I say we, the main character as well as a couple of side characters come to realize, oh, actually, you know what, trying to, stop the building of this ship and the destruction of it was actually going to be a diversion for the actual thing that's going to happen. But we don't know yet, and that's where like the next story mission is going to take us for Feint and Strike, which I think you can see on the right side of the screen, is just underneath the forming party for the Duty Finder, or under the Duty Finder. Yeah, it's the first quest on the right side of the screen, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. And so we're just trying to figure out, like, okay, something big is happening. There was supposed to be a pretty big distraction to, keep us away from whatever is going on, and then what are all of these pirates in on it that we've dealt with throughout our journey so far, or is there more going on? That's the story so far. It's been pretty simple. Like, there have been a few sort of like, it's mostly errands, kind of going from place to place and doing go to a place and doing a thing, or doing a thing and going to a place. Like, that's really been mostly what the story has been so far. One thing that people praise about Final Fantasy XIV is how good the story is, and it's playing through the main story, then starting to play through the expansions, and only then will I probably have a proper idea of what people find so good about the story in 14, or in this game. See, I don't know whether to call this FF14, Final Fantasy 14, just call it 14, or just say this game. Like, I could look at it in so many different ways. Because I'm currently playing it, but I'm also talking about it. Thank goodness I'm not like a writer for for a profession, because I think I would get fired pretty bloody quickly. Most of what I say is pretty nonsensical, and I speak before I think, so that's not ideal for the most part, since you really need to think about what you're saying before you say it, there's a lot going on there, yeah. But more of a case of whatever floats your boat, I guess. Whenever you go fishing and you see 3 exclamation marks, most likely, or 100% likely, you're not going to be able to catch that fish, because it's either too high level or too big. And your stats are probably not going to be high enough to manage what it is that you're looking for. Come to think of it, I should probably do the next quest in the fishing storyline, get some more better fishing gear, to be honest. That's what I'm going to need to get. What's the, so I need to get some Navigator's Daggers. Ah, damn it, the fish got away again. So now I need to fish out a fish called Navigator's Daggers. Okay. So where am I right now? I am in Western La Nocia. And the place to get this particular fish will be around according to the wiki, about here, which is deep into level 40 territory. You know what, let's give it a shot. What's the worst thing that could happen? I absolutely get slaughtered and then get sent back to La Nocia? Like how that's gonna be the case. I mean, because most fights generally tend to be quite, what's the word? And like most monsters are pretty tepid and will only attack you like when you attack them. So not tepid. What's the word? I can't even think of like I had thought of the word and I just didn't say it, and now I'm like thinking to myself, man, what was that word that I was thinking of? Because now I'm gonna sound like a crazy person for saying something like that aloud. Timid. No, not even timid really, because they'll get real aggressive. They're gonna get real peaceful with you, let's say, if you start attacking them. But anyway, so it's around. Oh, just gonna change my equipment. Here we go. Commence. Koopa Buns is still at it. I don't think we'd see him again, but you know what? Here he is. I wonder how long I have to like play before I'm not considered a beginner anymore. Like I know I can remove that like little seedling symbol next to my name. But I don't have like any titles or anything to replace it with. In fact, now that I think about it, like how do you actually unlock what's it called? Like other titles. It's got me thinking. For sure. But not by much. So when do we start running into like properly powerful enemies now? Because I kind of ducked past the fence on the left. Oh no, there's another one here. Nope, they just let me through. I thought they were trying to stop me or something. All well and good. Now. So X15 and Y15, that's what we're after. Ah, I am dead, I am dead, I am dead, I am dead. That did not work at all. Maybe I should change to like my fisherman gear. Maybe. I just realized my audio got conked out. Give me a sec. Yeah, there we go. We have audio. Sweet. It's been a while since I've returned to here, since I started doing like the whole fishing and stuff in between. Teleport to, and I want to go to Swift Perch, which is where I was at before. Oh, that was quick. Again, just absolutely surprised half the time when it does actually like happen quickly that I have, you know, they need one more person. I suppose they say they, it's like more like we've already got like a party ready and just need one more like DPS character. But I feel like you're gonna have a much easier time finding guildheists when you're not a DPS character but rather a healer or a tank, because those are the guys that we wait for, because I think most people play as like DPS characters anyways. Oh. Average wait time of about 5 minutes. Yeah, that seems about right. Now, where's Northern Last Upper? Morby Dry Docks, Wolves Den Pier, Limsa Limsa, Aleport, Swift Perch, Camp Overlook, Camp Bronze Lake, Wineport, Costa del Sol. I'm just like looking around thinking to myself like, what other places are there around here? Maybe I might just be better off just kind of sitting here fishing a little bit more, you know. No stress. Just relaxing, feed up and all the rest of it. Yeah, I'm just like thinking about how do I advertise like my Twitch channel to like other people. Because I feel like I don't really get any attention at all. I know I'm doing this all for fun, but like, nah, maybe I'll just like leave it. It's too much to really think about for like, you know, grand scheme of things. We're just here sitting around and having a good time. I only just realized that it's actually like really like sunny now. Something about the water just makes me want to like, you know, jump in, you know, have a swim. Though I would bet money that there are sharks in there. And that if I did try to swim, I would probably end up drowning and getting eaten alive or something like that. It's not wrong of me to think that, it's just like, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the case. Though at the same time, like, I'm surprised that the lightning sprites aren't attacking me actively. But then again, that's just me. And actually, now that I think about it, the sneak effect wouldn't work with level 40 enemies because if an enemy's level is significantly higher than yours, or just even a little bit higher, the effect of sneak doesn't exactly work as well. So there was also that as well that I completely forgot about. It's always the small things that you forget about and you're kind of like, huh, now that I think of it, that probably wouldn't have worked out all that well for me. Maybe I should try streaming for longer, every now and again. Because I feel like streaming in the weekends just doesn't feel like fun. Like, doesn't seem that fun. Whereas like during the weekdays it seems more fun. I don't know why. That's such a weird thing to describe. Or maybe that's just me. Because I know by myself I'm not all that entertaining, but like when I've got anyone to banter with, it then turns out to be pretty fun because then like everything isn't carried on me, and the thing is that I can't carry anything. My back's about as solid as like my back for carrying things is about as solid as an invertebrate. There is no strength to carry anything, and everything will just fall over and go flippity flop. Flippy floppy, flippy floppy indeed. Be flopping about. About as much as the fish that I'm catching right now. Hell yeah. That all kind of led into it, into itself. I just didn't think about what I was saying, but it just happened to like land in like, oh, you know what also flops? Fish when you catch them initially. Because they're still very much alive, to an extent, depending on how much, like, how long they've been out of the water for, and what kind of fish it is as well. I think that will be pretty important too. I should probably turn that light off actually. I don't really need it on when it's like daytime. I wonder if it's just me with other people in the world who are also able to kind of what I describe as switch your brain off. Like you could do like you can legitimately do anything at all, and like you're not thinking too hard about anything. You're just kind of going along with whatever's happening around you. Like that's something that I genuinely like thought to myself was like, okay, I'm kind of proud of that, to be honest. Just being able to turn your brain off and just do anything, and like the time just passes by. You're not too focused on anything. You're not like, it's just that sort of thing. It's almost like lazy brain, I guess. Lazy brain of like lazy. Being lazy, I guess, is probably an equivalent to an extent. Oh, another one. Sweet. Let me just put the fishing rod away and let's get into it. Commence. We're just waiting on our tank player. Come on, tanky dude, you got this. I hope, because it's hard to find tanks around here. Is it familiar faces again? Oh no, all new lot. So I know that certain characters have like abilities like provoke. But I think that is like a class specific move for DOW classes, so Disciple of War classes, whereas my class is a DOM, or a Disciple of Magic. Being an anarchist is what I was about to say, but I realized that's not what my class is. My class is an anarchist. That's that's pretty funny, to be honest. It's like all I cause is like trouble and destruction wherever I go. Well, hold on, arcanist, I guess. That's how I pronounce it. Arcanist? Arcanist? Well, it definitely isn't like... I was about to say arsenic for some reason, and then that's like something completely different. Yeah. Pretty funny though, pretty funny. I'm just wondering what I should try after fishing. Might try cooking. Might be worth a try, to be honest, being a chef. Cooking food. It was either going to be that or making armor. And I can't remember what that what that class is called. What is that class called that makes armor? It's like a blacksmith-like class, and I can't remember if it actually is called blacksmith. It is called... it's not carpenter, it's not... Oh no, it was blacksmith, and then the one for armor is armorer. So blacksmith creates weapons, armorer creates armor. Ingots and stuff like that, pretty much. And then you've got stuff like botanist as well, which is pretty unique. It's rare that you see like a botanist actually having someone who does botany as a class in a game. In fact, the word botany isn't really used all that much unless you go to places that advertise themselves as botanical gardens, which seem pretty counterintuitive when you think about like botany is the study of plants and gardens inherently are filled with plants, so a botanical garden just seems kind of like a backwards way of saying a garden's garden. A garden that is studied by gardenist garden or something like that. It sounds weird, but then that's just, I guess, how it is. Maybe it's simpler than I'm making it out to be, and I'm just thinking way too hard about it. Some very thoughtful insight into the way that I think into things. And how little those things make sense. The inner workings of the mad machinations of the mind. Mad machinations of the mind, if you will. Also, that's a pretty big pebble crab. Oh, that rod has been out there for a while. I hope I don't get like 3 exclamation marks over my head saying that it's like a massive fish that I'm not going to be able to catch. Nope, just one. Thank goodness. If it kept going, it would have probably been something like that. Because I've noticed a lot of those sorts of things can actually pop up from time to time. And I think the max level is 80 at the moment for all classes. The cap at the moment with the Endwalker expansion. Though I could be wrong about that. I should get Endwalker at some point, but I'm not too bothered about it just yet, since I'm not like, again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not that deep in, so I could probably let that be just for now. But eventually I will, for sure. come to think of it, now that I'm like grinding out all these sort of like Chivos, I realized that the Chivo list for FF14 on PS5 is different. I think I might just look it up and have see what it is. Now this list here that I'm looking at is the PS4 and PS3 versions, so that's not it. There's a PS5 version on here. Give me a sec. Final Fantasy 14, not the Realm Reborn, but rather this one. There's a lot of like, complete this main scenario quest, complete this one, complete that one. Reach level 50 with different disciples, 50 and 80 respectively. Reaching a pretty high level, I guess, is what they, what's being asked for quite a lot of these. Beyond level 50. Be promoted to like high ranks, complete a certain number of fates, complete a large number of like raids and trials, synthesize and gather a lot of collectibles. There's a lot that's being asked of you. Like, it's pretty up there, honestly. And then there's stuff, what's this for Heaven's Ward? Completing those main scenario quests, completing bits and pieces in Savage difficulty. Like some of these things here. Same thing applies to Stormblood and Shadowbringers. Death Unto Dawn. Now, is that part of an expansion, or is that like its own separate thing? Because it doesn't look like it's part of an expansion. Then after that, it's all of the Endwalker stuff. And Endwalker includes triple triad cards, huh? That's interesting, not gonna lie. Triple triad, really? That's an interesting thing to bring in, to be honest. Oh, it wasn't supposed to do that. There's a lot going on here. I'm just like looking up the guide for the PS5 versions of FF14, and it's pretty nuts. Man, I'm really looking into this. But I'm probably gonna like look into it afterwards. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Let's change my gears. I got pretty enthralled reading the Chivo guide, and there's an insane amount of detail that's been put into it. Now that I'm looking at it, that's crazy. Hold on, what? So there are additional quests that have been added onto the game to set the stage for each expansion in the game, and these additional quests have been made freely available, but the expansions themselves are to be paid for. But then like there's meaty amounts of content in between, so I can kind of understand why like FF14 has so much goddamn content. I mean, holy cow, amounts of content. I think is probably the easier way of putting it. Let's see, how much am I off at the moment? Quest, and then serving a greater cause, 90 out of 100 with 10 away. That's definitely more a case of so close yet so far. I might just do Under the Armor one more time and end the stream because I'm starting to get real tired. Even though I haven't been streaming for long, but I probably like should be streaming a bit longer. But you know, when you work like a full-time job and you kind of like jump to just streaming for fun every now and again, it does take a lot out of you. Like, it's not even the fact that I'm not even really saying much half the time now that I think about it, but like when I do come across something insane to say, don't think it kind of like evokes a reaction by any means. I don't know. I think I might just be an incredibly boring person. Who knows? I wouldn't be able to tell you. But yeah, because I also like stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so hoping to get sort of like more people watching if they anyone comes across this. Though I doubt that would be the people would find my content to be entertaining in any way, because I suppose it's not really so much as entertaining content so much as it's just something that exists for people if they want it, which is probably not the most positive way of looking at things, but like I'm not too bothered by it. Again, I'm doing it just for fun. So I feel like quality was never really something that I was aiming for, and plus it's not like I've done this for long enough to the point where like I have any sort of following in any way. So just probably like a small comment of self-pity, but for the most part, like again, just for fun. That's really all this is about. That is why we play the video games. And also, what is happening over there? Alvaro Reitz is fighting a big claw. Why is he fighting a big claw? Is that part of like some sort of fate and I'm just not aware of it? I feel like I've completely missed something here. Oh, maybe he's just going around fighting everything. That could be it. I remember that when I first started and I was just like fighting everything. Yeah, he seems like an arcanist, probably level about to reach level 15 to level 17ish. Like that's probably what he's looking at. That I'm purely basing off of my own like experience as an arcanist. Though I could also be completely wrong about that as well. Who knows? Tiger cod. I don't think I've ever heard of that fish before. I mean, like, I've probably caught a few of them, but at least I can't say that I've known about it by any means. One thing I've just come to realize is that, like, I'm very early on in, like, the story. There's still so much, game to go. The level of the quest hit 50 at the end of the game, and I'm probably only at, like, a level 14 quest, I think I'm at. Feint and Strike, yeah. Level 14, only just about to hit level 15 quests, of which there isn't really much, but, That's going to be interesting. So many quests for the story as well. And this was post the shortening, so the main quest used to be a lot longer for some reason, and so they, like, shortened it down by quite a bit. Yeah, so is that and so that was, like, an interesting thing to hear, and that sounded like the best time to get into Final Fantasy 14, but that was around the time I actually bought the game and the expansions, and so, like, nearly nearly not 2 years, but like a year and a half later, I finally then decide to jump into the game, and I'm like, oh man, like, it's been a while since the change was made, but, like, I eventually jumped in at some point. Though I guess that's not really saying much at all, to be honest. Plus, I think if I sit on the seat for way too long, my butt's gonna stick to this chair. Wow, it's cloudy. Again? Weather's not been looking too good either, I think, from what's been happening in the last few in-game days, I want to say. It hasn't been ideal the last couple. But you can only really do so much. Lenny Whispershade. What? Lenny Whispershade. Demon Lord. First name Demon, last name Lord. Interesting group of characters. What are these two up to? Are they just standing around? They're probably talking to each other. Like, who knows what they're saying? Probably in some party chat, maybe? Maybe they're playing on PC. I wouldn't be able to tell you. In fact, what platforms is this game on? Like PS3, PS4, and PC. I don't know if it's on the Xboxes though. Maybe it might be. Now I'm wondering whether or not they're actually partied up together or something. Again, this falls down the category of, am I thinking just too hard about this? About the fact that these two are around. Am I getting paranoid? Probably, who knows? I'm just like sitting in my own corner just fishing. And then I just see like a couple of strangers there just like sitting there just being like, yeah. Oh no. It looks like Lenny Whispershade is fighting some lightning sprites. And now Demon Lord is like, no, you took my gun. You took my stuff. Or something or other. I don't know. I don't know what these two are up to now. They just both ran up behind me and now they're just running away. Confusion ensues, I guess? Now they... Okay, this feels real suspicious since they're both, like, behind. A bush. Now they're running towards here again. I'm, like, trying to chronicle, like, what is it that they're probably doing? Like, what's the story here? Okay, they're fighting an ocean roseling. I get that. I'm not even focusing on my own fishing at the moment. More, I'm just focusing on, like, these guys just running around and doing a thing. Or doing a run and running to a thing. It's not even that I'm confused, rather it's just like you gotta imagine what might be going on with those two. Who knows what their IRL counterparts are up to, but it definitely feels like they're both partied up. That definitely feels like the case. Okay, so the guy just did a thing, and I don't know what he did exactly. Oh no, there's a dodo. They're attacking dodos now. I think they're doing level quests. Gone fish in 3. Is that for catching like 500 fish or something? Like that must be it, right? Like if I look at my fishing log, how many have I caught? No. It should be fish guide. I have caught 517 fish, so 16 of them didn't count. No, 17 of them didn't count. Actually, where is the achievement for crafting and gathering? And if we go Fisher. Fish 20 times in various level of waters. Maybe if I go all disciplines. Or not. Quest? Exploration? Grand Company maybe? Nope. Oh, achieve fisher level 30. Okay. It's not fishing a certain number of times, it's just reading a very particular level. Actually, did I unlock any skills? No, I didn't. You think that, like, hitting a level like 30 would be like, oh, there's also a skill that you learn. I mean, it's taken me a while to get to this point, but in saying that, like, it definitely could have been a lot quicker if I had just gone around to, like, other places to level up my fishing gear. But in saying that, my level isn't particularly high anyways. Just in general, so hitting like a level 40 area to, you know, try and fish for some more fish, probably not great. I just apparently obtained 1,000,000 gil somehow. Wait, what? Wait, what? Did I just get 1,000,000 gil from nowhere? What the heck just... Hold on. It just said on the bottom left, like, that I obtained 1,000,000 gil, and now look at my gil count and I've got 1,005,600 gil. Where did all of this money come from? Did someone give it to me? Did I just so happen to find it? What the heck happened here? Hold on, I need to Google this. How did... okay, so there's a thread on Reddit here for, why do I suddenly have 1,000,000 gil? I just got level 30 on my conjurer job. Is that why? I'm so confused. So, bonuses for characters created during the bonus period that attained level 30 in any class. Gift of 1,000,000 gil and a gift of 15 days of free playtime. Okay. Wait, hold on, really? 15... So, if I go to character and check my game time... Jesus, where am I? It should say the number of days I have left. I just forgot where it was. Hold on. Wait. Current character inventory. No, let's go to... How do I check how many days I have left? Oh, I need to go back. I need to, like, not log out per se, but, like, go back to the title screen. Yes, I will log out and go to the title screen. Why is it waiting? Anyway. So I've logged out. And then if I go start and try to select my character that I want to log in as, I have now 41 days of playtime remaining. 14 days. 41 days. Because I only had 30 days. Oh, no, actually, wait. How much time do you get, like, when you first start? Like, a month? So did I get 15 or 10 days? I'm doing all classes, so I'm about to get rich. 20. The guild is an older. Does that mean I need to be an older when I hit level 30? Oh, it's because I'm in a new data center. That's why I got 1,000,000. So it's an incentive for playing on the new server. That is okay. Okay. Actually, you know what? On that note, I'm probably just gonna end the stream there because you know what? I'm happy. I got 1,000,000 gil for just minding my own business and playing the game. That is wild. What? Because I've never gotten close to having 1,000,000 gil, and it doesn't look like it's not an easy amount to get either. You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm gonna end it there. Just ending it on a positive note at the end of the day. That's all we need. Positivity. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Peace.